one of the most prestigious and regal army building troopers in the Cobra line for G.I. Joe since the 3 3/4 inch collection and series has always been the Crimson Guard. Hey guys, how are you? It's your boy Hebot coming at you with another episode of Toys in My Closet, and I am your host. And today we're going to take a look at none other than the Crimson Guard on the G.I. Joe Classified Series line by Hasbro, the 6-inch line as we know today. And these are the two different Crimson Guards that have been offered by Hasbro thus far. The one that comes in the regular packaging and the one that is exclusive normally or usually to Walmart and the retro card back. And they do have some variants, differences, and that's what we're going to take a look at today, hopefully, and compare them side by side and see which one stacks up better or is more like the classic line in the 3 3/4 inch. As you can see, the regular line one still has the same window box and aesthetic with the artwork there on the side in the bubble window opening that you can see with the G.I. Joe logo, Classified Series, Crimson Guard, and the beautiful artwork as you see there on the side. And if you turn it around, still has the specification symbols of what he is specializing in. And he's still number 50 in the line, and then of course the cross-cell artwork in the background that we are all so familiar with. Now, the retro card of this character, as you can see, comes in a really big card that is very familiar and looks like the original from back in the day when we were growing up in the 3 3/4 inch line with the wonderful artwork. And as you can see, he comes packaged differently in this big bubble blister card. And what's cool about these is that they bring a nice card back file like the classics, where you can see that, you know, the history and a little bit of a synopsis of the character. And then the cross cell here shows you which other characters in the retro line are in this wave. So there you have it, guys. These are the differences in the packaging. So what we'll do is we're going to take them out of packaging and see what they both have to offer side by side and what are the differences, and see which one will be your favorite by the end of this unboxing and review. So sit back, relax, have a digital drink, and I hope you'll join me for the ride and see what these two guys have to offer. So I'll see you guys in a blink of an eye. Okay guys, I'm back, and let me tell you, it's been quite a long time since I recorded the beginning of this review. I've been extremely busy, and you know, I had some medical issues that came upon within literally the beginning of the new year, but I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad that I'm here to finish it, and I feel very blessed. So here we have the Crimson Guards out of the packaging, and immediately, as you can see, they look very similar but have some nice subtle differences. So I guess I'll start with the regular classified version that comes in the classified packaging, right? Which would be the red, or what I call champagne burgundy Crimson Guard version. And you see how beautiful the head sculpt looks, very reminiscent to the original, with a shade of the metal on the mask, on the visor, and on the top symbol there of the helmet. Going around helmet is nice and clean. This has more of a champagne red. Then you have the, you know, wrapping there, which is supposed to be, these are supposed to signify certain ranks, and a lot of times in the military they're like yellow, but here you see they use the plastic red, like a plastic gray, and in there you see this really tiny Cobra symbol for attention to detail, how far they've gone. And then on this side it's the same thing, only different, it doesn't have the lassos going around. Then some ranking is there, you can see with the symbol there, and the tempo of the Cobra symbol on the chest in a nice silver. And if you can see the details within the actual material of itself, you can see that it looks like the material of the clothing made out of like a leather or with some type of checkering in it. And you got some nice pinstripes here and the buttons. And you got some pinstripes here on the wrist area with an overlay over the black glove in the wrist area as well. And the back is just a nice plain with not really any detail. Then the belt is a soft extra piece, right? A separate piece. All in nice matte black with a little sheen to it with a knife holster there. The V there for the buckle, and then a nice amount of pouches going around with a little tab there for one of the swords that you can actually plug in there. On the other side of his thighs, of his legs, you see in his pants area, he has an actual gun holster with a nice snake leather look. The pads on the kneecaps with the pinstripes going down there on the side, as you can see. Same as this side. And then going into the boots with the nice V cut there at the top. That look like snake leather too, with a pouch there. And then the buckles there and there. Looking really nice. So, and obviously the black mask. So the Crimson Guard looks absolutely fantastic and very mystique and majestic as far as the, you know, guards go and build the figures for Cobra. So let's put him back there. And now we'll take a quick look at the retro carded Crimson Guard, which he is very much the same but also very different. So I bring him closer now. As you can see right from the very beginning, right here, now the mask is completely in gunmetal silver and the visor is in a black paint. Then when you see his tempo and rankings on all of his things that he has, from the lasso thing here and the Cobra symbol and the rankings, it's all painted in a really nice silver, just like the emblem on the side of his thigh, or his bicep rather, there, which is also on this one, which I didn't show. Really nicely done, but it's more of a brighter silver, or it comes off as brighter, because you'll notice that the colors of the outfit is more of a red. It's an actual apple red. Then you see that the actual, you know, belt is the same. Nothing really different. But when we get to the gun holster in the thigh, you'll notice that the area that holds the gun is painted in red with the black straps. And you see that the knife sheath is exactly the same. So the differences is basically the gun holster, the red color of the actual, you know, guard of his color, and then the silver painted in as opposed to just a flat gray plastic. And in all the tempos and, you know, lining, it's all in a nice silver gray, and the whole mask and the visor. Those are the actual differences, which is still pretty cool. But I don't know if it's enough to warrant a whole separate purchase of the two guards just because of the subtle differences. Maybe for some it might be, but I bought one of each because I originally bought the retro carded one from a store in Europe. It took me a while to get it because I've never seen the retro card available at Walmart in their site. So I wanted to get one, to have one of each. And I had two of these Crimson Guards, of the regular ones, from the regular line. Had them paid off at what you call it, at Dorkside Toys. And Dorkside Toys, as we know, went out of business. Now, I don't know if they refunded me or not. I have to check. But I did email them and they said they would get back to me. And they still haven't to this point. So I don't know if I'm basically asked out of the $50 plus for the two guards with the actual shipping, because they never got shipped out. I guess they never got the inventory because they owed people money or just couldn't keep up with the inventory due to their financial situation. Whatever it is, I don't know, but I hope nobody got really burnt like that, because I so far haven't gotten anything back in return. So let's check out their accessories. We'll start off with retro, since we start off with the regular one, with the retro carded guard. So with the retro carded guard, the first thing we'll do is look at his backpack. It's a nice red all around with the silver temple cobra symbol, as you see there. And this is exactly how his backpack looked in the vintage and in the 25th anniversary. So we have that. Then we have the sheath for the sword. Then we have the knife, side knife with the cobra handle hilt. The handle, as you see that, then gunmetal on the knife, and the actual crimson sword, the cobra symbol, sculpted at the bottom of the hilt, with the nice, silver, gunmetal silver, and his classic, rifle with the bayonet here, knife, which is plugged in the front, and a nice matte shiny black. Here's a gun clip or magazine, and then his side pistol. So as far as what the regular one brings from the regular line, is pretty much the exact same thing. The only difference is that the backpack in that one is black with the silver temple of the cobra symbol. But it's the exact same thing. See, there's as far as the gun, the rifle, the bayonet at the end. Same thing. His crimson sword. Same thing. Let's see. Knife. Same thing. Gun pistol. Although the black looks like it may be a little darker, I guess. I don't know. It just comes off that way. And then his hilt for his sword. So as far as accessories, it's very well stacked with accessories, but the differences are very, very, very minute. It's basically just in the backpack area. For those of you that are interested in what are the differences. So now let's take a look at their articulation. So for the articulation, we'll start off with the head. Moves left and right. It moves down just that much. Looks up about that much. And I believe there's an extra ball peg in the neck. As you can see, it moves independently. The shoulders go up just that much there. As you see there, 180 degrees, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. You see they're pinless, the wrist swivel. In this case, the hand, I believe for this one, the hand joint goes up and down. On this one, it's a little hard. Then you got the classic crunch in the front. She bends forward that much. hyperextends back that much. And he has the torso swivel, or waist swivel, and then he can move from left and right a nice amount. And he has a drop down on each side of the legs, bicep or thigh swivel rather. The Van Damme split all the way, and then you have the double on the knee, as you see there, boot swivel, and then the foot goes back that much, forward this much, and then has the forward pin rocker. Now, as far as the retro carded one is exactly the same, but I do have to point out that mine, unfortunately, for whatever reason, came defective on the right leg. The right leg came completely fused. All this plastic here is connected. As you can see, I tried to cut into it with a knife to try to loosen it, and no matter what I did, no budge. Matter of fact, it looks like it's going to break from there. As you can see, it will not. So I just left it alone, and this side works fine, as you can see, but the other side is completely ruined and damaged. I don't know if I contact Hasbro if they'll be able to swap it for me, but it is damaged, and that was a bummer. So it is what it is, but whatever. Let's see if maybe Hasbro can help me in the future, but I just wanted to point that out, that the retro cards came like that. And I don't know if it's just mine, it might be other ones. So now let's take a quick pause and come back and take a look at the Crimson Guard with all of his accessories. And so here we are, the Crimson Guard with their accessories. And as you can see, you can pretty much store everything they have on them. You have the pistol in his hand, but you can store it there. The small hand knife there on the sheath. You can put the blade here on the peg on the side of the backpack, and then the rifle with the bayonet here on the other side of the backpack, and it's nicely stored away. And you can, not have to worry about where you're gonna put those accessories. But he looks really good and very mystique, right? Then in this case, I put the bayonet on this side on the belt, and there was nothing on the peg there. And the bayonet rifle in his hand, you can see he has it, it's still pretty much, you have all that storage accessibility on the figure, and not have to worry about where you're gonna put his accessories and trying to stand them up so he doesn't keel over. He'll have a more dynamic pose, excuse me. And they stand well, it's just you gotta kind of play with them, as you can see. So it looks really cool. They look really good with all of their accessories. So now, what I'll do is we'll take a quick look at some, comparisons. So here you go, guys. Here is my first comparison with the 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe 25th anniversary Crimson Guards that I am an owner of, right? So basically, I bought what they would call the Hall of Fame version or edition of the 3 3/4 25th anniversary, and basically it was the same champagne color. But the difference is, you notice in the straps on the top, it wasn't gray, it was black, and they had the silver, the the lassos things there for the ranks were actually in silver. Then these had the all black, just like in the new one. The only thing, the front guard wasn't painted in that silver gunmetal. Also, if you notice that the holster on the side was just for the pistol, of course. and they came with the red. But if you notice, the red was off colored. This is like a candy apple red versus the more muted burgundy champagne color, and so was the helmet, because these have removable helmets, as you can see there, the head sculpt. And a lot of people felt that these Crimson Guards should have brought an extra portrait so that you can put it underneath, or a helmet that went over the head, and I think that would have been a nice touch. And then if you see the rankings there, they added some colors. You got red, blue, and purple, which is not even added on the G.I. Joe classified version. So I have bought two of these, even though they had the one in the main line, right? And the one in the main line, I believe, was just like the retro card. It was more red, but then the difference is that the backpack was black as opposed to red, like it is with the retro card one. So it was like vice versa. Then I have this version, which is the Python Patrol Crimson Guard. And as you can see, this one's with the yellow, with the gray, and it has the Python, tampo there going down in the front, with some red highlights, gray, and then the backpack is black. And the rankings are in red, holster's red, the pants are black. So if they make a variant, this would probably be the proper variant to do with the Python line that they already started with the Cobra bats, right? So there is the Crimson Guards I own thus far, and they're only in the 3.5-inch line. I do not have the actual vintage one. So let's do a couple more comparisons. Here we have them next to the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Black Ranger from Hasbro, and then from Figma we have the Kamen Rider Kuga Torque figure, as you see here in green, and you see the differences in scale. This is a Figma, this is a Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection. And here we have McFarlane Toys Avatar: The Last Airbender, main character there, and then we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Tiger Force Outback, which I haven't reviewed, but I do have him, and he looks stupendous next to the Crimson Guards as well. Very good figure, solid figure. Just for reference, there you have an idea. And here we have him next to the My Bloody Valentine retro cloth NECA Minor. And he's more in the 7-inch to 8-inch scale. And then we have the Robot Spirits Namco Bandai Pacific Rim Gypsy robot from the Robot Spirit line, which is stupendous. Still looks very great, and they look cool together. All these different scales and lines, and and different different toy lines that you can mix and match together. And last but certainly not least, here we have them next to a bunch of the different Cobra Troopers and Build-A-Figures that G.I. Joe Classified Series has offered us so far. I didn't include, like the ninjas, the Red Ninja, because, those are more like for another faction. These are more like based off trooper builders that, work for Cobra. So we have the Viper, right? The Alley Viper, the Officer, the actual Viper Trooper, the Bat, things of that nature. And they look awesome together, and with the different, colors and all that stuff. It looks really great, and it gives you a great idea of what they're going to look and how they're going to pop on your toy shelf. So now let's get going to the end of the review and my final thoughts. Okay guys, and here we have it. Here are my final thoughts and ending of the review for the G.I. Joe Classified Series Crimson Guards from the regular retro line, regular classified line, and the retro card back Walmart exclusive. pretty much these guys are just very elegant. These are very elegant troopers and Build-A-Figure troopers for the Cobra series line and from the Cobra toys line in general. These guys remind me of the Emperor's Red Guards for Cobra. Or you could even put them together with Serpentor, for example. These guys are just like the creme de la creme of the troopers. Very chic and high quality, probably highly trained from all the Cobra troopers. And they're very prestige and look like they don't, not only they don't mess around, but they do not, there's no room for error and mistakes for them because of their ranking and and what they represent to Cobra. These are like, the no balls to the walls, no holds bar troopers for the Cobra, organization, so to speak, right? And I think they look great. As far as the retro card back one, I can't say that I'm happy with it because of how the leg came damaged. I hope it was just mine and it's not an ongoing problem. I also hope that Hasbro will be able to replace it with another one because quality control has been a factor as of late with a lot of their lines, like Power Rangers. I got one of their Power Rangers new ones lately, and he came with 2 left hands or 2 right hands and 2 right arm guard shins. So it's not cool, but I know it happens because they manufacture thousands, if not millions, of these toys every time they come out, when there's a new release. So I get it, but it still shouldn't happen, especially with the price cost going up, and yet the quality control has gotten a lot more nuisance and interfering with all of the collectors out there. But I recommend them if you can get your hands on them. I haven't seen them really in stores. I got mine from a mom and pop shops in my area called Zapp's Comics. So shout outs to them. You can check them out at zaps.com, ZAPP, and that's where I bought them. And then I bought this guy in a online site in a European store because I've never seen him up for sale in Walmart.com. So there's that. So guys, yeah, let me know what you think of the Cobra Crimson Guards. If you like them, if you're gonna pass on them, if you don't like them, what you think of them as far as it goes for the version for the classified series. If you prefer them more, if you like them better than what they were for the vintage or even the 25th anniversary. If you're planning to get them, maybe because you saw my review and it helped you somehow or convinced you to pick them up. They are pinless, so that's great. The sculpting is always looking very seamless, even with the articulation cuts. So I think they look beautiful, and you're not going to be disappointed, especially if you're a G.I. Joe fan. And especially if you are a Build-A-Figure fan, this is definitely one to look forward to. So like I said, these are the creme de la creme guards for the Cobra universe and G.I. Joe universe. So let me know what you think down below. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the review. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like the review. Share this with someone you think might like it. And as always, for all of you that continue to come by and support me, thank you so much, because without you, my channel would not be sustained. I owe you guys the world. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Thank you for continuing on this journey with me, and hopefully you'll continue with the journey with me through 2023, and everything will be better and better, which I hope and fingers crossed that it does. As always, you can find me on any social media platform and outlet. It's all down in the description below. If you ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, there's also a way you can do so. If only you want to, if you have the means to, or if it's from the kindness of your heart. There's a Patreon and PayPal information that you can take a look at. If you guys want to make a donation to the channel, you want me to highlight anything, to showcase anything, or talk about any specific piece, it would be more than an honor and a pleasure for me to do so. Just hit me up on one of the DMs and we'll work out the particulars. I will have some more videos out sooner. I'm getting back on the grind, you know, because I've moved and I've been sick, but I'm gonna do more stuff, video game related and figure related, I promise. And I'm gonna try to do a top 25 figures of 2022 because there were a lot of great figures that came out last year, and even a bunch that I didn't even collect, and you know, that were out there. But based on the ones that I have, that I collected, and that I like and prefer myself. So I'll see you guys in the next one. This is your host, Ebot, signing off with another episode of Toys in My Closet. Remember, keep collecting, have fun doing it, but remember, keep being mindful and respectful for others because we're still in trying times. Peace out, guys. Love you. Until the next one.